Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome yet again to this latest edition of Rebels Radio, as we're here today at the Aspect Arena, home of Concord Rangers down on the island of Canby. We've come into almost international waters here for today's game, and a great game it should be this afternoon. Concord Rangers are unbeaten in 2019. They've only lost one of their last 10 games. Although they have drawn 7 of those. Slough, of course, just with that win on Saturday means that's the second win in 2019 for them. And Slough are up against a side that have one of the best home records in the non-National League South. They've only lost once at home. That was back here in August to Welling United. They got thumped 5-0. Since then, it's 9 wins and 6 draws in those games, so Concord Rangers at home are going to be a very tough game, and it's the first ever visit that Slough have ever made to Concord Rangers. Only 2 previous meetings between the sides, both of those at home, one at Arbour Park, one at Beaconsfield, and Slough have won both of those games 1-0 in an FA Cup game a few seasons ago when Danny Cowley, now at Lincoln, was the manager, and then obviously this season Slough with Slough 1-0 with the James Dobson goal earlier this season. So all to play for this afternoon. We'll run through the 2 sides for you as usual. As usual, we'd like to thank our 2 sponsors. They are My Football Club, the online football community, and we wish them all the best with all they're doing. And if you want to find out more about My Football Club, you can find that on the Pitchero website. So if you type in Pitch Hero and then MyFC, you'll get all the latest bits on there, including their forum as well. And you can still join up for MyFC as well, still helping the football club, so please remind that. And then obviously the Supporters Trust is our other main sponsors, and they are doing really well with the sponsored walk coming up in just 2 weeks' time, where Slough fans will be walking from Arbour Park to the Woking's Kingfield ground in aid of charity. That's the Slough Pit Stop charity. If you do want to do that, you can still sign up to walk and raise some money, or if you want to donate, please come to a home game and I'll point some people out to you. And if you can't do it, then why not do it via their Slough Town Supporters Trust.co.uk website, where you can pay via PayPal, so you don't even have to come down and actually sponsor them in person. You can do it online. That is how far technically advanced the Slough Town Supporters Trust are. So if you do want to get in contact with us here today, my name is Ada. I will be your hostess this afternoon, and you can get through to us either on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio, all one word, all in lowercase, and we'll give you a shout out. But the best way, and the way that a lot of you do, is you come through via the little chat room on the YouTube app that you are listening in on. So we've already got Graham, Michael, Will and Jeff are listening in already. So thank you for listening, and we'll give you a shout out throughout the day. And we will have a special listener out there as well, in the fact that Neil Baker is not here. He's at a family wedding this afternoon, so he will be listening in at some time. His wedding kicks off at 3 o'clock. So just hope you don't get to that moment where someone says, is there any lawful reason? And then Slough score, and he'll be shouting yes, and everyone will be looking at him rather strangely. Not that they don't look at him strangely in the first place. So other games going on in the National League South then this afternoon. Big game near the top of the table. 4th place Billericay are at home to Torquay United. Billericay just re-signing their top striker, who was up until last week still their leading goal scorer, even though he left 3 months ago, in Jake Robinson. So Billericay versus Torquay United at the top there. It's Dartford versus Gloucester City, Eastbourne Borough at home to Chelmsford City, Hemel Hempstead Town versus Bath City, Oxford City versus Hampton and Richmond Borough, St Albans City versus Dulwich Hamlet, which I believe is classed as the Thameslink Derby, because you can catch a Thameslink train straight through from Dulwich to St Albans. Truro City versus East Thurrock United, Wealdstone versus Welling, Weston-super-Mare versus Hungerford Town near the bottom, and Woking versus Chippenham. Right, up and coming games in for the Rebels. Please be aware that next Saturday Slough will be at home to Billericay Town. That is on the 16th of April. That is a 3 o'clock kickoff. the following weekend, it's that one away to Woking, our old rivals. And if you aren't walking, you can catch the supporters coach, or you could just go down by train. For some of us, it's even easier to get to that game than it is to a home game. That'd be me. So that is Woking away on the 23rd of March. Then it's the 26th of March. It's our only other Tuesday game for the season at the moment. It's away to Marlow in the Berks and Bucks Senior Cup. So that is the semi-final away to Marlow on the 26th of March. I will tell you just now that there will not be a radio broadcast of that Berks and Bucks Cup semi-final. So there won't be a broadcast of that game, unfortunately, but we'll do all the league games and keep you up to date with all of those bits anyway. So there you go. It's first chance for me to run through the two sides for you then this afternoon. Let me just explain how this ground is here at Concord. First ever visit here, and we're in the main stand, which runs halfway through. Good afternoon. Yeah, I don't want you singing. There's bad enough on the coach. And we're in the main stand here, and there's around about 150 odd seats in this main stand, and it kind of goes from like halfway in one half to halfway into another half. Then on the opposite side of the ground there is a big gantry that they're filming from, and then to the side of that there are two smaller little stands with some cover on as well. Behind the goals to both sides there is some cover. The one to our right only has cover that's almost kind of like level with the 6-yard box, whereas the one to our left, which is by the main clubhouse, that has cover from roughly the 6-yard area almost down towards the corner flag. So it is a glorious sunny day here down in Essex. It is a little bit windy though. That is the only downside of today's game, and there is a big holiday caravan park sitting right opposite us on the other side of the touchline across the pitch. So you could all have just come down and saved me doing a broadcast. You could have come down and had a weekend here down in Canby Island and come and watch the game. That would have been a far better thing to do. We will just run through a couple of things for you. I've got one, Mark. Just to let you know that this will be Chris Flood's last game for Slough Town. Floody, who has been an integral part of that promotion last season and the cup runs that we've had as well. He's got a new family, he's got a new job, he's been promoted at work, and he's finding it very difficult to come to the games coming from his home down in Winchester. So Chris Flood and the management team have decided to part company. This will be his last game of the season, and just to let you know that Dan Roberts, who's on dual registration from Windsor, isn't here today because he is playing for Windsor in a cup semi-final. So there you go. So let me give you these two sides for you, starting with the home side, who play all in yellow. In goal is Sam Besant, 2 is Jed Smith, 3 is their new signing Sam Ashford, 4 is Connor Easom, 5 is the captain Lee Minshall, 6 is Tyrone Sterling, 7 is John Luque, 7 John Luque, 8 Sam Blackman, 9 Alex Wall, 10 Jack Midson, and 11 is their other new signing Taylor. Was he the title? I can't remember. Taylor Maloney. So there you go. He was the other new signing. 2 new signings for Concord Rangers in their game. For Slough, there's a couple of changes for you. So Josh Chapman in goal. That'd be funny. Jack Turner in goal. 2 Josh Chapman. 3 George Wells. 4 is Guy Hollis coming back into the side. 5 is Mark Nisbet. 6 Lee Togwell. 7 is captain Sam Togwell. 8 Billy Clifford. 9 is Simon Dunn. 10 Chris Flood. And 11 Warren Harris. That's your starting 11 for the Rebels. No Neil Baker here today, so John Underwood is in charge. The substitutes for both sides, the Concord Rangers: 12 is Danny Green, 14 Aaron Pollock, 15 Joe Gardner, 16 is Adam Topley, 17 is Josh Glover. For the Rebels, 12 Sean Fraser, 14 Matt Lench, 15 Louis Saws, 16 Manny Williams, and 18 is Francis Amate. Your referee today is Dean Skipper, and he's got 2 assistants in Damith Bandara and Craig Pullen. We are just got the 2 sides coming out for us here, and Concord Rangers all in yellow, Slough in their all sky blue away kit, and we are just waiting for them to be walked out in front, do the handshakes, lots of little mascots with the Concord Rangers side here today, which is always great to see some mascots there. Good afternoon to Bald Raven and Colin Davis and Neil Humphrey. So you will come through to us there when we said hello. Bill Hing just walking past us here, who's the Berks and Bucks, something to do with Berks and Bucks, but he's a nice guy. Anyway, he just stood there. Just to let you know, obviously England, at Slough Town had the international game last night between England schoolboys and Wales schoolboys. If you did come down, thank you very much for coming down and attending. If you didn't come down, wasn't the greatest game of football, but Trevor Sinclair was behind the bar at one stage pouring a beer. So not many teams can say they've had that. And it finished 1-0 to Wales with a 92nd minute winner. So a bit of drama near the end. We are just waiting for the congratulations handshakes all being done here this afternoon. And we are almost ready for the kick-off here. It'll be Concord Rangers in yellow, Slough in sky blue. And John Underwood goes for a solo win here this afternoon. And we are just waiting for everything to run on before we keep going. We've got some kindly got us a bottle of water because we had a bit of a fun coach journey down. There was a big crash on the M25 and took us a bit longer to get here than normal. Just hold on a second. Okay, so we are just waiting for the two captains in the centre just to go through the toss of the coin and decide who is shooting where this afternoon. And it's a little bit of a bumpy old pitch here at Concord Rangers. It's has a little bit of a slope from the centre circle onwards. The handshakes are all done. So it will be Concord Rangers shooting from left to right. And Slough obviously shooting from right to left. And it will just wait to see who has the kick-off. I've got a funny feeling it might be Concord Rangers who have the kick-off. We're just waiting. They're in a little huddle here at the moment. And do hope those two gentlemen don't decide to stand there for the whole game. It will be Concord Rangers with the kick-off here as well. So Concord Rangers with the kick-in. And you seriously not going to stand there? Yes, okay. Concord Rangers with the kick-off. We're just waiting for the referee, Mr. Skipper, to get today's game underway. As both sides looking for the 3 points here this afternoon. And the referee just taking his time. I don't know what he's waiting for. Come on, referee, get on with it. And I don't know, what is he waiting for? He's not waiting for anything because that is the kick-off here at the Aspect Arena. Long ball pumped forwards here. Josh Chapman with the header away for Slough. Flicked on by Lee Togwell. Ball down the side here. Cleared by Minchell. Ball played forwards. Guy Hollis is there for the ball. Hits it down. Comes off a deflection. Clifford can't get there. And Minchell gets a second chance to play the ball forwards down the line. But it goes out of play and it will be a throw to Slough. Not in the greatest positions here. We're pitch level. So I can't see where the lines are on that half, but Slough almost level their own 18-yard line here, and it looks as though Guy Hollis will be the player to take the throw for the Rebels. Good afternoon to Gary Thomas, who is the man who looks after the scoreboard at Slough. Good afternoon to you. And Horsham Rebel, Gary not here this afternoon, so good afternoon to you all. As the ball's played forwards, headed away this time by Nisbet on the 18-yard. Lee Togwell with the flick away, comes out here only as far as Smith. Smith's ball forwards over, headed away this time by Jackman, and Lee Togwell has the ball. Tries to find Warren Harris, but it's played forwards there by Esham, and it's gone for an offside against Concord Rangers, and that'll be a free kick here to Slough. And Damien Stock's listening in as well. Good afternoon to you. And Jack Turner, dressed in all blue this afternoon, will take this free kick for Slough just outside his 18-yard. Playing it out here, looking for George Wells. Wells beaten to the ball though. Good header by Ashford, the new signing. Nisbet knees the ball forwards, only as far, and the ball played over the top here for Wall to chase. Wall's onside. No, he's not. He's offside. As he got to the ball, the linesman put his flag up to say offside against Alex Wall. And it will be a free kick here to the Rebels. And Slough just got to be careful with that high line, with Alex Wall and Midson scoring 32 goals between the two of them. And Slough have on their field at the moment a grand total of 27 goals just between their entire 11. So the two Canvey Island players have scored more goals than the current Slough starting 11. So there you go. Turner takes the free kick here for Slough, playing it on the far hand side, looking for Chris Flood. He keeps the ball in, but then loses it. Goes out of play for a throw to Canvey Island, halfway inside their own half. Beautiful sunny day here in Essex, but not much action in these first couple of minutes. And the throw will come in on the far hand side. It's headed away by Slough, played in here towards Flood, and then it's Blackman who tries to get the ball. Can't keep it in. It goes out of play for a throw to Slough. And the Slough fans are behind the goal, already making some noise, travelling down this afternoon. And Slough have a free kick around about, a throw in around about 10 yards inside the Canvey Island half. Josh Jackman will be the player that takes it. His throw in, looking for Flood, dummied by him. Minchell with the high clearance away, straight back out of play onto. Almost goes into the caravan park on the far hand side. Another throw here to Slough. This time they're a little bit further and quite close to the 18-yard line. We're not far from the hard side, so 20 yards away. Quick throw in towards Warren House. Back here to Jackman. Jackman keeps hold of the ball, plays it in, hooked clear by Minchell, only as far as Clifford. Clifford takes a shot and it's easily saved by Besant in the Concord goal. First shot of the day goes to the Rebels. And it's in the hands here of Besant, who long kick down the field, aimed here towards Wall on the far hand side. Gets a touch to it, but can't keep the ball in and out of play for a throw to Slough. Around about 10 yards inside the road. Quickly taken by Guy Hollis. Minchell with the header away, flicked on there by Maloney. And played in, goes out of play and out for another throw to Slough. A bit scrappy here these first few minutes of the game. Good afternoon to Stockport County's number one fan, who is obviously not Stockport County's number one fan, or a bit of Stockport County. Or wherever they're playing. But anyway, good afternoon to you. Ball quickly thrown in here towards Turner. Turner has plenty of time on the ball to play it down there. And then it's headed away there by Sterling, who's playing as left back. Gets fouled, though, by Chris Flood. And it's a free kick to the home side. 15 yards inside their own half. It's Besant, the goalkeeper, that takes it quickly. Tries to spread it on the far hand side, looking for Wall. And Wall holds the ball up nicely here. Plays it back here towards Smith. Smith plays it inside here towards Maloney. Maloney's pass finding Blackman. Blackman's ball down here, and there's a run down, and there's a bit of a shoulder-to-shoulder action between the two number 3s in George Wells and Sam Ashford, and the referee says no penalty. It was in the box, but the referee says no foul. It's gone out for a goal kick to Slough, but already the new signing Ashford getting forwards for Concord Rangers on that attack. So Slough will be needing to be aware of that. Turner will take the goal kick for the Rebels. And Turner plays it long this time down the centre, looking for Flood. Flood up against Sterling, flicks the ball on here towards Warren Harris. He in turn flicks it on towards Lee Togwell on the edge of the 18-yard line, but a bit further wide. Plays it back in towards Josh Jackman. Jackman's got a bit of a chance to burst into the box here. Continues, goes through, plays it across. Oh, and it's a block there. I think it's a save in the end, so we've got to make sure that don't hit us. The shot came in from Slough, and I think it was Warren Harris with the shot. It was blocked by Besant. Good save by the goalkeeper there, and it was hooked clear. Ball taken quickly throw by George Wells towards Lee Togwell. Back here towards Wells. Wells finding Nisbet. Nisbet finding George Wells. Now keeping the ball. Ashford with the challenge there, but it's played forwards here by Smith. But it looks like Ashford, although he's wearing 3, will actually play as the right winger. Sterling playing 6 is the left back. And Turner takes this ball forwards here, looking for Chris Flood. Flood beaten to the ball by Smith. It goes out of play for a throw to Slough, right in front of our commentary position, and Sam Togwell wants to take it quickly. Down the line here towards Warren House. Tries to chest the ball in. Hooked clear in the end by Smith. Nisbet tries to get there. Wall was first to the ball, and Guy Hollis plays it back towards Jack Turner, who chips the ball forwards for Slough. Clifford up against Minchell. Minchell taller and wins the header. Sam Togwell then next header on. Flicked on only as far as Sterling. Volleys the ball forwards here. And Guy Hollis has to head the ball back towards goalkeeper Turner, with Wall chasing him down. So still 0-0 between the two sides. 6.5 minutes gone here so far at the Aspect Arena. And Slough with the only chance of the game so far. Turner's long kick is volleyed clear by Smith. Held up by Midson, who plays it inside here, but he's played it a little bit too far in front of Wall, and Turner is the first to the ball in the Slough goal. So we will try and keep you up to date with other scores in other games for you as well, as Turner just drops the ball outside of his 18-yard box here. And his long ball is headed away, comes here towards Wall, just inside his own half, holds it up, again gives the ball away towards Chris Flood. Flood inside towards Warren Harris. Harris gets a second chance as the ball ricochets back into his path, up here against Sterling, and then Clifford's in an offside position when he receives the ball, and that is a free kick to the home side. And it'll be the goalkeeper Besant who will come across to take it. It's around about 15 yards away from his goal line. And Besant all dressed in green here today. Even got green leggings on as well. So he is literally the Jolly Green Giant. Bale played forwards here. It's headed on there by Maloney. Jackman tries to get to the ball first. It comes off Luke here towards Lee Togwell, in towards Warren Harris. Flick the ball on towards Jackman. Jackman's header finding Clifford. Back in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell's ball down the side here for Simon Dunn to chase. Dunn up against Essen, but Essen with the clearance only as far as Billy Clifford. Ball played in towards Warren Harris. Now trying to hold the ball up here. Back here towards Josh Jackman on the right hand side. Back towards Lee Togwell being forced backwards. Ball chips over here looking for the run of Chris Flood. Minchell gets his body in the way there. Slough tackle with 3 players. It comes off the Slough player last and will be a throw to Concord Rangers level there. 18-yard line. Very quiet atmosphere here today. The Slough fans have forgotten their singing voices. As Sterling takes the throw forwards all the way through to Sam Togwell. His ball finds Chris Flood. Flood trying to release Simon Dunn. Dunn just turns away, gives the ball here towards George Wells. He's come 10 yards into the half. Just evades a challenge of Ashford, being forced wide. Back here towards Josh Jackman, who's seeing a lot of the ball from the right back position. Chipping the ball forwards, looking for the run of Dunn. Smith heads it back, and that's the first corner of the game to the Rebels. And Jed Smith didn't really get a shout from his goalkeeper. Headed it back to him from the 6-yard area and went out of play for a corner. And Billy Clifford is the man that comes over to take this for Slough. And there's some people standing in the way, so I can't see where he is. But I think this is an in-swinging corner here for Slough. And the ball played into the box, punched away by Besant. Edge of the box, Warren Harris tries to get it, but he has it taken off his feet by Luque. And Luque can jailbreak down that left-hand side, in towards Wall. Wall being held up, tries to play the crossfield ball. Maloney leaves it, Sam Togwell's there. It's Ashford who was coming in on the far-hand side, but Togwell's ball finding Guy Hollis, who in turn finds Clifford. Clifford turns into danger, but skips past the challenge of Maloney, into towards Flood. Flood trying to hold the ball up. Dunn didn't pick it up, but Clifford does. Ball played in for Warren Harris. Warren Harris is onside, 1-1 with the goalkeeper. Great save by Besant on the edge of his area, spread his body well. Slough win the ball back here, though, with Lee Togwell finding Clifford. Clifford shoots from distance, straight at the goalkeeper. And Slough having the better of these early opportunities, but Besant in the Concord goal, equal to everything that Slough have thrown so far. And good save by Warren Harris by Besant. There as Besant stopped Warren Harris 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, just tried to put it past him, but spread himself well and then saved the rebound as well. Long ball down the field here, and Wall holding the ball up. Sam Togwell flicking the ball on. First foul there. Lee Togwell giving a little push in the back there by Sterling, and Slough will have a free kick inside their own half. And it'll be Jack Turner who comes across to take this free kick here for the Rebels. And he's around about 10 yards inside his own half as he looks to take this free kick. And Slough just playing on the back line here. Ball play forced to George Wells. He does really well to get the header in. Warren Harris trying to flick it on. Dunn can't get there. It's swept clear by Jed Smith. And Luque chases it down the far-hand side. Jackman's first to the ball, hooks it back down the field. Flood gets a touch to it, holds the ball up. But first to the ball, though, was Blackman. And Blackman's ball finds Minchell. Minchell with the ball straight down the field, looking for the run of Alex Wall. And Guy Hollis just sees the ball out of play for a throw to Slough. And it will be Hollis himself to take the throw for Slough. So long throw down the field to get the Slough a bit further down. Looking for Chris Flood. Fled to the ball up in the air. He's looking for a foul. He doesn't get it, and it's straight out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers. Taken by Sterling. Guy Hollis and Alex Wall all over each other. Ref says no foul. Hooked clear by Nisbet towards Warren Harris. Cushion header finds Flood. Flood's ball in towards Clifford. Clifford now ball forwards, and a stupid header. Warren Harris tries to get there. Besant again comes out to the edge of his box. Dives bravely at the feet of the two on-rushing players, and a little mistake there by Connor Essam, not heading the ball back properly to his goalkeeper, but Besant out of his line quickly to save it down low. And a long kick here down by him. And it comes through to Wall. Lovely control by him, but just behind the ball play behind Midson. And played here by Nisbet towards Wells. Wells trying to chip the ball forward for Flood. Flood's offside, didn't touch the ball. And I think that's the kind of thing that Slough are saying, is that Flood didn't touch the ball, so he should have just played on, and instead he's given a free kick to Concord Rangers for offside. And I'm sure that both sides would have preferred to have had the ball in open play, but as it is, it's a free kick here to Concord Rangers. 12 minutes gone, 0-0, still to score between the two sides. And Besant, who's been the busier of the two goalkeepers, will take this free kick here for Concord Rangers. And it's a long ball floated in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Wall goes for it. At the back post is Ashford, who plays it across goal. And it's a shot there by Luque, well blocked though by the goalkeeper Turner. And the first effort on goal by Concord Rangers, and it goes out for a corner to them as well. The save by Turner from Luque. Now the Slough fans seem to have woken up. Corner on the far hand side. It's Maloney that goes across to take it for Concord. And it's whipped in high into the air. And referee says there's a foul somewhere in the mix. Can't see it myself, but there you go. That's what the referee's blowing for. Free kick to Slough. And Turner will take it. Slough will be aware of the aerial threat that Concord possess. The two centre-backs in Essam and Minshall are well over 6 foot. And then Midson and Wall up front are tall as well. Wall, obviously the ex-Maidenhead United player. Ball play forwards to Flood. Flood heads the ball on. Clifford just can't get the flick on. Minshall with the clearance. Jackman wins the first header, then hooks the ball away. Comes through towards Warren Hatch. Little tap ball one side here for Lee Togwell. Just being forced wide by Blackman. Inside towards Flood. Flood in towards Warren Hatch. Finding Josh Jackman. Jackman has time on the ball. Plays it in towards Flood. Flicks it up. Warren Harris goes for it. It's ball bouncing around. Comes here through to Clifford, but there's a foul by Slough player on Blackman. A free kick to Concord Rangers. Halfway inside their own half, and immediately it's Besant who goes forwards to take it. Slough doing a rendition of Bakes and Under's Rebel Army, even though Bakes isn't here. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Trent and Under's Rebel Army doesn't have the same sound, unfortunately. As Besant looks to take this free kick here for Concord. And pumped in this time. And Wall flicking it on into the path of Ashford. The referee says there was a foul by Alex Wall on George Wells, and it's a free kick to Slough. And this game yet to really get going here this afternoon. It's very stop-start already with 9 fouls, including offsides in the first 14 and a half minutes. So the game yet to find any real rhythm here at the Aspect Arena, but Jack Turner is the player that comes across to take this free kick here for Slough. Almost 20 yards from his own goal. And Turner to take the ball. Aimed here towards Chris Flood. Flood beaten to the ball by Smith. Good header. Sam Togwell's header away though. Cleared by Blackman towards Midson. Midson takes hold of the ball. He's got Simon Dunn closing him down. Chips it down the line towards Wall. Wall is offside. Ashford isn't, and Wells, Nisbet's way to play it back towards Turner. Turner cleared. It's cleared again by Guy Hollis, but only picked up on the far hand side by Luque. And Luque turns into the path of Sterling, the left back, trying to get forward. Not seen him come forward so far. Luque just sitting back behind the left back, has the ball at his feet inside his own half, chips the ball forwards. Nisbet volleys it a clear for Slough, only as far as Maloney. His little cushion header finds Jackman, who volleys it clear for Slough, but Minshall has plenty of time in the world, and he'll just let that ball roll out of play. And out for a throw to the home side. They roll it back towards Besant. Besant's clearance isn't Besant. Simon Dunn gets in there first for Slough, finding Warren Harris. Harris then trying to release Flood, but it's hooked clear by Essam, only as far as Sam Togwell, who's sitting in a what looks like a 4-1-4-1 formation for Slough. Quick ball down the line here for Jackman to chase, but Sterling is there first for Concord Rangers to hook the ball out of play. Quick throw by Slough is wasted as it rolls all the way out of play and out for a goal kick. And disappointing throw there by Slough. And as usual, you'll be able to see highlights of this game on the National League website, and I'm sure that Concord Rangers will have extended highlights on their own website as well on Monday, as Besant takes the kick all the way down here, and Ashford coming in from that right hand side, trying to get his body in there. Guy Hollis shielding the ball, and Ashford fouls Hollis in as Hollis was trying to hold the ball up there for Slough, and the referee says a free kick to the Rebels. Let's see if we can find you, because Ashford's just gone down injured here at the moment as he tried to get to the ball, so not good for that new signing. Let's just tell you that in the game so far, these are the only games with goals in them. It's Eastbourne Borough 1, Chelmsford 0, Oxford City 0, Hampton and Richmond 1, Truro 1, East Thurrock 1, Wealdstone 1, Welling 0, and Woking 1, Chippenham Town 0. Those are the games with goals in your National League South so far this afternoon. So Ashford still getting some treatment here down on the pitch. And as he's just been helped off the pitch, so it will be a goal kick here to the Rebels. And Turner it is to take this goal kick for Slough, and takes it short this time towards Mark Nisbet. Nisbet now has a bit of space in front of him. Concord still temporarily down to 10 men. Ball played forwards for Warren Harris to chase. It comes off the head of Essam, and that'll be a throw to Slough, level with the 18-yard box of the Concord Rangers half on this near left-hand side. And we're just waiting for a ball, and it's like Guy Hollis to come across to take this long throw into the box for Slough. And it is Hollis indeed who's coming across to take this throw. And Hollis just not much room between the pitch and the side hoarding, so Hollis trying to generate the pace. It goes through, Nisbet flicks it on, but flicks it across the 18-yard box. It's cleared by Luque, and Josh Jackman will control the ball, see it back towards his goalkeeper Turner. Just puts them on the back foot here, and it's played out here by Turner towards George Wells. Wells 10 yards inside his own half, goes down the field. It's intercepted by Blackman, and holds the ball up here for Midson. Midson, little ball in for Maloney. Maloney breaking from midfield, holding the ball up, then feeds it through towards Wall, who this time is onside, but is forced wide by the ball. Simon Dunn comes across. The cross comes in. Oh, and Maloney arriving at the back post. Just not followed by a single Slough player. Unfortunately, he just couldn't get a decent enough contact onto the ball to put it goalwards. He just got a slight touch to it, put it wide of the goal. And Ashford on the far hand side, he has what looks like a head injury, is just being assessed by the linesman to see if he can come back on, just to make sure there's no blood on his shirt and whatever. So I think the linesman is fine on that far hand side, and Ashford should just rejoin the field. In fact, the referee's just going over to look, and as I said, it's fine. The referee goes and points out that there's a little bit of blood on his shirt, and he's going to have to change his shirt before he can come on. And we're waiting for a ball to come in for a goal kick for the Rebels. So Concord still temporarily down to 10 men while Ashford gets a new shirt. And he's just bare-chested at the moment on the far hand side. And finally we have a ball ready. And Turner with the goal kick. Long kick down the field here, aimed towards Flood, over his head. And Sterling gets there first, but can't keep his header in play. Good afternoon to Tealish. Can I run through the team? There's no... Sorry, but Gary Thomas has done that for you. Ball's here with Clifford. Clifford skips past one challenge, flicks the ball on the outside towards Warren Harris. Harris looks to cross inside towards Flood. He can't get there, and it comes off Blackman for a corner to the Rebels. Good afternoon to Craig Edwards, who's Slough's commercial manager. He's 50 today, so congratulations to you. And between you all, you've got Lee Togwell and Clifford. You've got the team on there for Tequila Sharp. My apologies, Tequila. I didn't notice that one. Slough have a corner on the far hand side. Billy Clifford will take it. This will be an out-swinging corner here for Slough. And Clifford plays it near post. Headed away, though, by Minchell. It will come out as far as Simon Dunn. Dunn goes backwards towards Josh Jackman. Jackman skips past the challenge of Maloney. Has the ball at his feet. Plays it out, gives the ball away, though, to Luque. And Luque tries to play the ball down, but Jackman controls it. A quick throw, though, by Luque finding Blackman. Blackman up here against Sam Tugwell. Sam Tugwell's touch knocks it out of play. And the referee has given that as a throw to Slough, which clearly came off a Slough player. And the referee's attention just being called over to Ashford, who's finally got a clean shirt. And the referee goes over just to see if he can come back on, and Ashford comes back on, and back to 11 players for Concord Rangers. 21 and a half minutes gone, still 0-0 between the two sides. Slough with the better of the chances so far, but the goal hasn't rustled yet here down at the Aspect Arena. The wind has seemed to die down a little bit, actually, here in Canby Island. The referee has just been speaking to Blackman, whose reaction to the fact that the ball was given to Slough, and he just called the captain over as well, and Blackman's just been spoken to by the referee. That's why there's a stoppage in play. It's a throw to Slough, which Guy Hollis will come across to take. Huge throw by him, finding Flood. Flood tries to shield the ball in, but Blackman wins it back in towards Luque. Luque finding Midson. Midson turns halfway inside his own half, then plays it forwards to Wall. Lovely little flick ball by Wall, finding Luque. Luque coming down the left-hand side. Skips past the channel, but Guy Hollis has come through for Slough, and he defends it well. Hooks the ball clear, only as far as Smith, who takes it on his chest, and then plays it out here towards Ashford, back on the field and trying to turn past Lee Togwell. Turns in a little turn in circle, still running with the ball. Wearing number 18 now is Ashford, and Simon Dunn with the tackle to win the ball. Sam Togwell comes across for Slough and hooks it clear down the line towards Simon Dunn, inside towards Clifford. Clifford under pressure from Maloney, finding Nisbet. Nisbet clears the ball down the line. Warren Harris up against Minchell. Easy contest out for Minchell, and he heads it into the path for Sterling, who goes wide down the left-hand side, bringing the ball forwards 15 yards, down in towards Luque. Luque being held up by Josh Chapman, and Warren Harris wins it but loses the ball towards Midson. Midson plays the ball in towards Wall, and Wall is offside, and surely he's going to get a yellow card for kicking the ball away. Of course he's not, because referees aren't strong enough to do that. Wall was given offside, put the ball in the back of the net, good finish, but he was offside and should have got a yellow card. But apart from that, it's fine. So a free kick here to the Rebels, and Jack Turner is the man that comes across to take it, and Slough are just warming up Williams and Amate. So I just wonder if there's an injury on the Slough side. Free kick's taken short here towards Guy Hollis, who's down the right-hand side, right-back position, chipping the ball forward, trying to find Flood. Flood was being held, but wins the ball, and then feeds it into the path of Warren Harris, down the right-hand side, just bundles Sterling off the ball, but Sterling just puts his body in the way and holds it out, and it goes out for a goal kick. Good defending there by the left-back. And it's a goal kick here that Besant will take. Besant is a very tall goalkeeper. He's spread himself well already here this afternoon, but a big tall goalkeeper for Concord Rangers. And a good long kick on him, aimed towards Midson, and the ball's been left. It will come through to Guy Hollis, who hooks the ball away, but straight out of play for a throw to Concord, just around about 5 yards inside the Slough half. And it'll be Sterling, the left back, to take the throw for the home side, just gaining a good 5 yards from where the ball went out. Gains a couple more. Hasn't thrown the ball, just gaining yards. Throws it in, looking for Midson. Midson's flick on comes as far as Hollis, who clears the ball long down the field. Flood tries to get there. It comes off Minchell last. It will be a Slough throw. Only thing is there's not a ball to throw on. And the ball does finally come on, and it will be Josh Chapman to take the throw on the far hand side, just inside the Concord Rangers half, around about 5 yards in, down the line towards Flood. Warren Harris and Flood too close to each other. The clearance comes off a Slough player and out for a throw to Concord Rangers. We've played 25 and a half minutes, still 0-0 between the two sides. Quick throw comes in towards Luque. Luque balls into Blackman. Luque gets the ball back and turns, plays it inside towards Wall. Wall plays it in towards Midson. Midson's offside again. And Slough have got to be very careful that they're playing this high offside line. And it's not working for them. And it's a free kick here to Slough, which Jack Turner will take. And he takes it short towards Josh Chapman. Chapman turns, but plays it back towards Turner. And the ball will be played forward by Turner on the far hand side towards Flood. Wins the header, just heads it backwards. Wells is there to play the ball forwards. Headed away by Esimoni as far as Dunn a little 1-2 with Flood. Dunn almost tries to get another 1-2 going. Whitson wins the ball back here to Blackman. Blackman clears Nisbet with the header away. And the ball comes through towards Warren Harris. Finds the ball out here towards Chris Flood on the left-hand side. He's got Simon Dunn in front of him, but cuts inside on his own. Then tries to sneak it through, but good defending there in the end by Essam, who clears it long. Nisbet with the header away, finding Sam Togwell in the centre circle. Togwell just runs into Midson, and it's won back here by Luque. Wall tries to chip the ball. I'm not sure if he was going for goal or trying to find Ashford, but it runs through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner just lofts the ball out here. It's aimed towards Clifford, headed on by Ashford, and the ball played forwards. Flood can't get there. It comes through to Sam Togwell. Little cushion header, not good enough. And Midson's there to clear it down the line, but it will run all the way through and out of play for... Is it a goal kick? It's a goal kick to Slough. Just went out of play. And it's still 0-0 between the two sides. And we're coming up to 28 minutes gone. And Turner with the free kick here for Slough. Played in towards Flood. Headed away by Essam. Sam Togwell wins the next header. Lee Togwell up against Sterling. Sterling wins that one. Luque then flicks the next one on. Sam Togwell heads it forwards. Warren Harris beaten to the ball by Minchell. Minchell gets caught there. And it's a free kick. And the... Concord Rangers are saying it was an elbow by Warren Harris. I just think he was just jumping up with the ball, and it's there's a height difference between the two, so I don't think that was a deliberate arm in the face there. But Minchell is down injured here, just inside his own half. He's signalling to the referee that he thought it was an elbow, but the referee having none of it. And Minchell gets up. He's going to leave the field after being treated, and he's not happy about that. But it's a free kick here to Concord Rangers. 29 minutes gone, 0-0, and Besant will be the player that takes this ball. This free kick here for the home side. So very, very quiet atmosphere here at the Aspect Arena. As Besant plays the ball long, looking for Wall. Wall beaten to the ball. Ashford on the far hand side, up against George Wells. Ashford goes down easily again, and it's a goal kick. I kind of think that's maybe the Concord Rangers management team are they were very upset with the fact that in the earlier game in the season, Slough won with a... My tooth's just coming up, but there you go. Don't worry about that. I'm all right, don't worry. In the early game, Slough got a penalty in the 5th minute, and that what's won them the game. And I think that the Concord Rangers management team are expecting a penalty here every time that Ashford gets the ball. But the ball's been headed out here towards Josh Jackman, who plays it forwards, but Lee Togwell can't race to that one. Sterling sees it out for a throw. And Sterling takes the throw himself towards Luque. Luque turns away well. Simon Dunn with the header in towards Clifford. Sterling heads it away, goes out of play, does it? Yep, goes out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And it will be around about 10 yards inside the Concord Rangers half. And the throw comes in, looking for Flood. Flood, little back header, only far as Luque takes control and turns and volleys it clear down the field. It's Nisbet with the covering header for Slough. Blackman keeps it in. No, he doesn't. He just runs it out of play and out for a throw to Slough on the far hand side, just inside their own half. And it's a quick throw by Slough, headed away again, this time by Minchell towards Blackman. Blackman's ball forward is blocked. Minchell wins the next header, finding Smith, the right back. Plays the ball forwards here, but it will run all the way through to Jack Turner, shepherded back by Mark Nisbet. And the ball is with the Slough tank. Don't stand there, Dunny, because if the ball comes over, it's going to hit me. It looks like Simon Dunn's got a bit of sunburn on the back of his neck, just in case you want to know. And it's Turner to take the free kick. This time he takes it short towards Mark Nisbet. And Nisbet's waiting for a bit of movement. Comes from Clifford. Clifford's ball isn't the best. Sam Togwell's underneath it with the header away. Clifford beaten to the ball by Maloney. Sam Togwell then headed on by Luque. Comes through to Hollis. He just pokes the ball forwards. Minchell with the header, only as far as George Wells. Wells comes inside with his right foot, headed away by Eastham, only as far as Simon Dunn. Dunn takes the ball down just by the halfway line, back here towards Nisbet. Nisbet down the line loses the ball, but it comes off Maloney for a throw to Slough. Nisbet's trying to gain a few yards, and in fact he'll leave the throw here to come in from George Wells. Takes it short towards Nisbet, back in towards Wells. Wells gains a couple of yards, chips it in, lovely ball, chips in towards Warren Harris, but Besant read it well, came to the edge of his area to pick the ball up. And again, some good goalkeeping by the Concord Rangers custodian. And a long kick down the field by him, looking for Luque. It sounds like a song. One by Slough, in towards Lee Togwell, finding Clifford. Clifford just closed down by Mitchell. Good tackle by the Concord captains. Ball's here now with Midson. Midson turns, trying to find Wall down the far hand side. Wall's offside again. And that's got to be number 5 that they've been called offside in this first half for Concord Rangers. So Slough playing with a a high line. And so far working it well. Long kick here by Slough, headed away though by Ashford. Nisbet wins it, but the deflection comes off his feet towards Blackman. Blackman running with the ball, tries to feed it through towards Ashford. Ashford chases the ball, but Turner's there first to it. Little cushion header by Smith in towards Midson, who's come back a little bit deeper. Ball's here with Esham. Esham down the line, headed away by George Wells. Esham gets another chance to head it on. Comes here towards Midson, controls it on his chest, flicks the ball forwards, almost put Wall in behind, but Nisbet was there first, and then Sam Togwell plays it forwards. Flood goes down, easy header for Minchell. Dunn wins the next header, takes it down, it's flicked off the foot of Midson, and now to play for a throw to the Rebels. Quick throw in towards Clifford, finding Wells. Has the ball taken off him by Maloney. Maloney's ball down there, goes out of play. And it's a throw to Slough. And I think the linesman down that near hand side just getting a little bit of banter from the crowd. So George Wells takes the throw for Slough, but throws it all the way back towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And ball played forwards here, looking for Flood. Headed away though, only as far as Dunn. Dunn's ball in towards Flood again, this time finding Clifford. Little 1-2, finding Flood, bursting past the goalkeeper. Gets past, plays it across, it's blocked by Minchell. Really good defended by the Concord champion. That stops a certain goal. Ball over the top here. And Wall and Hollis bundling for the ball. It is a foul by Guy Hollis. And I think that the referee is going to go and consult his linesman here. And it was Wall and Hollis going for the ball. Slough players being told to stay away from the linesman. Clifford just being told by the referee to go away, same as Sam Togwell. I think that Slough are a little bit worried that they may say it was the last man. Minchell comes across to add his voice into it, doesn't need it. And the referee telling the players emphatically to go away as he's in conversation with his linesman here. Hollis is being called over by the referee and he will get a card of some kind. And it's just now whether it's a yellow or a red is how it is. We won't gamble. We did that Eastbourne and got that wrong. And we're going to see what colour it is in a second. He's going to his back pocket. It's a red card for Guy Hollis. His second red card of the season. On 36 minutes, he's been sent off for being the last man. And Slough's pre-match plan is in absolute tatters because Guy Hollis has been sent off, and to me it's a foul. I think it's a foul, but I got a funny feeling that there was a covering player as well. But there you go. If you've been betting on that, I think your odds. If you've been at Eastbourne, you would have known what was going to happen there because it happened at Eastbourne. So Slough down to 10 men. Hollis sent off for the second time this season. And Slough will have the last 10 minutes of this first half plus the entire second half to cope with 10 men. And I think that the referee may well just have a word with Billy Clifford, just calling over Sam Togwell as well, because Billy's obviously not happy with that decision. Yes, it's a foul, but was he the last man? I do think that was debatable. But Guy Hollis just walking off now in towards the changing rooms there. So John Underwood now has to try and get his team up for the second half. 8 minutes of it left, plus whatever will be added on. It's a free kick here, though, to Concord Range. Quite a central position, really. Roughly around about 30 yards away from goal. Alex Wall is the man standing over it. Slough have a 3-man wall, and they are down to 10 men for the remainder of this game. Billy Clifford just being asked by Turner to join the wall, so now a 4-man wall. It'll be 5 men because Joan Luque is going to join it as well. So I guess people are expecting a shot here from Alex Wall. And he goes for goal, and it's a good effort. It's over the top of the bar and out for a goal kick. So Slough now with 10 men. Again, they come down to the coast, and it keeps happening. So if we've got any more teams to play down by the coast, you know what's going to happen. And Ben Harris just been chanting on as he walks past the Slough fans there. And it's a goal kick here to Slough, which is taken by Turner. Down the field here for Flood. Hits the ball on. Warren Harris first to the ball for Slough, but Luque gets a challenge in, wins the ball, plays it down the field. Headed away by Sam Togwell, who now sit in as the centre-back for Slough. And now to play for a throw to Concord Rangers, which Sterling will take halfway inside his own half. In towards Midson, who flicks the ball on. Sam Togwell's first to the ball. Not the best of touches, but it finds Simon Dunn. And then Dunstable finds Nisbet. Nisbet skips past the challenge. In towards Flood. Back here towards Nisbet. Nisbet trying to play the ball on. Headed by SM. It's short here, and the goalkeeper has to head the ball. Flood gets there first for Slough. And he's being forced wide here by Ashford, but goes out of play. And out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers. Taken quickly here towards Ashford, who can't keep the ball in, and out of play for a goal. Ashford's got a little shiner underneath his eye from that earlier confrontation in the first few minutes of the game. And it's Wells with the throw in towards Lee Togwell. Chipped back out towards Wells, who then volleys it down the field. Essen with the clearance only as far as Clifford. Clifford in towards Dunn. Dunn trying to find Flood, but Flood was expecting the ball across. Sam Togwell heads it away. Comes through towards Blackman. Blackman skips past the challenge of his fellow opposite number 8, not fellow number 8 because they're both wearing 8, Clifford. Anyway, ball's here with Sterling. Sterling back in towards Minchell. Minchell forwards to Maloney. Maloney just turns past Clifford, trying to play the ball up, just running with the ball, finding Smith, and Smith is offside again. And I'm not sure if it's because the referee linesman down this near end side is poor, or whether Slough are playing a very strict offside high line, but Concord been caught offside 6 times in this first half alone, so there you go. So free kick here for Slough to take, roughly 10 yards odd inside their own half, to be taken by the goalkeeper Turner. And Turner will just wait for Slough to get forward here. Long ball played in towards the box. Mitchell heads it up in the air. Luque's underneath it to hook the ball clear, only as far as Midson. And Midson trying to hold the ball up here up against Lee Togwell. Midson turns away, but Clifford gets there. But Lee Togwell is adjudged to have fouled. It's a free kick to the home side. And again, they'll leave it for the goalkeeper Besant to take, who's kept Concord Rangers in this game. And now with Slough down to 10 men, it could be the opportunity that Slough will bear missing those opportunities that they've had. Besant will take this free kick, miles away today. Aimed in towards Hall, ball's headed into the box. It's hooked away by Lee Togwell. Blackman gets another touch to it. Minsell then heads it on. Sam Togwell heads it away. And Luque lets the ball run out of play for a throw to Concord on the far hand side. Got less than 4 minutes of the first half left. I'm sure the referee will add on a few bits for that incident with the sending off, and also the injury as well to Ashford. Ball played into the box. Lee Togwell leaves the throw, goes out of play for a goal kick. So there you go. And we'll give you a half-time quiz as usual. So we'll do that in a second as we wait for Turner to take this goal kick for Slough. Aimed down here towards Warren Harris. Harris does well to flick the ball on, only as far as Minchell, who comes across and hooks it clear, but hooks it straight out of play. And it will be a throw to Slough, 10 yards inside their own half. And Josh Jackman will come across to take it. And it's Jackman with the throw. Aimed towards Flood, headed away though by Minchell, only into the centre where Nisbet's first to the ball for Slough, just plays it through, and then the goalkeeper will take this on the edge of his 18-yard line and rolls it out here towards Smith. Smith chipping the ball forwards to Ashford, holding the ball up. Clifford with the challenge. Clifford is adjudged to have fouled again. And Billy Clifford's got to be careful. It's not that he's committing fouls, it's his reaction to the fouls being given. That one didn't look like a foul to me, but the referee said it was. And a free kick to Concord Rangers, roughly 6 yards inside their own half. And again, Besant will be the goalkeeper to come and take it for the home side. He plays it into the edge of the box, headed away well by Nisbet, comes out towards Blackman. Blackman's ball finding Luque down the left-hand side. He cuts inside, gets a cross in, and Minchell with the goal, and he chests it in the end. And the ball was played forward. Minchell gets the goal on 44 minutes. The ball played forwards, it hung up in the air, and Minchell, who scored on Tuesday night for Concord Rangers, opened to scoring here with the ball played in, and no one was challenging him, and Jack Turner tried to block it, but I think he was expecting a firm header from Minchell, and in fact Minchell just got it on his chest and put it into the back of the net. It's a goal for Concord Rangers. They lead 1-0, the goal coming on 44 minutes. So Slough with a big uphill task here to do now, as they're one down here and down to 10 men, and that's sending off Guy Hollis is has dented Slough's game plan. Quickly ball taken here towards Flood. Flood trying to find Warren Harris on the far hand side, but it's hooked clear by Sterling. Sam Togwell with the header on, in towards Josh Jackman. Jackman down the field towards Flood. Flood's control isn't the best, and he wins it back, and it's here with Warren Harris. Harris coming down the near hand side, finding Clifford, who's on the right hand side as well. Clifford coming down the byline, trying to keep it in. He does, but only as far as Maloney. His ball hits Warren Harris. Lee Togwell's first to it for Slough, plays it across the field, and Midson wins the header in front of Flood. It looks like Flood might well be injured here, because he's not moving fantastically though once he lost the ball. The ball here currently with Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Shouty Shortsman is having a field day here this afternoon. Ball was played forwards towards Warren Harris. Clifford tries to win it back. He's here with Sterling, trying to go cross field. And it's a foul by Ashford. Looks like it was 6-1 and dance. Slough fans shouting for off. Never in a million years. But it's a free kick to the Rebels. Shouty Shortsman getting a round of applause from the Slough fans for stating what could only be called as the obvious. Slough have a free kick on the halfway line. And it's George Wells to take this for the Rebels. And Wells indicating the wall isn't 10 yards, but Wells plays the ball in. Nisbet tries to rise high. Essen with the header. Josh Jackman heads it back in. Slough looking for a foul in the box, but Nisbet not given. Ball played forwards here. Slough got to be careful. Lee Togwell comes in with the header. Nisbet tries to win it back. It's won back by Slough. Ball bouncing around. Comes through here towards Flood. Flood pokes it out on the right hand side, only as far though as Luque. And Luque allows Sterling to clear. Lee Togwell's there for Slough to control the ball inside his own half. And it's here with Clifford. Hits it straight at the first Concord player. Comes back towards Lee Togwell. And the ball is played forwards, headed away. And Slough give away a free kick by Billy Clifford, who's gone down holding his leg. So Clifford down injured here at the moment for Slough. Just getting to his feet. And It's a free kick here to Concord Rangers. Besant, the goalkeeper, will take it into the second minute of added time. We haven't had a signal of how many minutes there were. And it is Besant, the goalkeeper, to take this free kick here. And plays it again deep inside, looking for Alex Wall. Wall battling with Nisbet. And the referee says it's a foul by Wall. And that is the thing, though. That's the same kind of battle that Hollis was having with Wall that got Hollis sent off. Turner takes the free kick quickly, trying to find Warren Harris on the far hand side. Sterling with the header away towards Luque. It doesn't matter because that is the half-time whistle here. And it's Concord Rangers 1, Slough Town 0. And Slough will have an uphill battle in the second half here. Down to 10 men with that sending off of Guy Hollis. And I think that I was expecting a few people to go and have a word with the referee. Sam Togwell's the only one that's gone over to the referee to ask about the decision. In fact, John Underwood is walking off with Concord's manager, Sammy Moore, and the two of them are obviously in discussions about something. But I think that Slough will be really disappointed in the fact that their game plan was working. They've had the better of the shots, but they find themselves 1-0 down here at half-time, and it will kind of upset their game plan, but we do know that Slough can do well with 10 men, as Eastbourne Borough game will show you. Okay, so just a very quick half-time quiz for you. I will find some latest scores for you, or half-time scores from the other games. So the half-time quiz this afternoon is this, just as the Slough fans give the referee a little bit of abuse as he comes off. Not much protection for the referee there, but I don't think the Slough fans are too happy. Your half-time quiz is, as we are here at Concord Rangers, let's do a quiz about Concord and Rangers. So your first question is, when was the last flight of the Concord plane? When was the last time the Concord plane flew? Which museum in Weybridge has one of the remaining Concords? Where do Glasgow Rangers play? You see, Rangers, Concord Rangers. Don't just throw this together, you know. And your final one is, which city do the US hockey team Rangers play? So when the last flight of Concord, just the date, not who was in it. What museum in Weybridge has one of the remaining Concords? Where do Glasgow Rangers play? And which city does the US hockey team Rangers play in? That is your half-time quiz. Let's see if we can find you some half-time scores from other games as well. Just bear with us as we have a search through for you. We won't give you the Premier League, as we know some of you like to watch. Oh my jeez. In the Ladbrokes Premiership, so this is the Scottish Premier League. This is a half-time score. Just bear in mind, this is a half-time score. It's Motherwell 4, Hamilton I can't even say it. Hamilton Academicals 5. That is a half-time score. Motherwell 4, Hamilton 5 at half-time. 9 goals in one half. The gentleman beside me who's here with the betting company, I'm pretty glad he's got 9 goals to do with a half. He'd be fingers be bursting. Motherwell 4, Hamilton 5 in one half. That is a crazy, crazy score. Absolutely crazy. But there you go. Right, let's go back to finding you some other scores. Full-time score in the Sky Bet Championship. There are 2. It's Blackburn 0, Preston 1, Sheffield United 2, Rotherham 0. These are all half-time scores. It's Bolton 0, Millwall 0, Bristol City 0, Leeds 1, Derby County 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Middlesbrough 1, Brentford 0, Forest and Hull is 0-0, so is QPR Stoke. It's Reading 1, Wigan 1, and West Brom 1, Ipswich Town 0. We go into League 2, where it's League 1, my apologies, missed that league there. It's AFC Wimbledon 0, Doncaster Rovers 0, Barnsley 2, Accrington 0, Blackpool 1, Southend 1, Bradford 0, Peterborough 0. Charlton Portsmouth is a 5:30 kickoff. The next two are 0-0. That's Gillingham, Oxford, Plymouth, Luton. Rochdale 1, Shrewsbury 0. Scunthorpe 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Walsall 0, Fleetwood 0. And Wickham 1, Sunderland 0. Then we do finally go into League 2. It's Cambridge 0, Oldham 1, Carlisle 1, Swindon 1, Cheltenham 2, Notts County 0, Colchester 2, Newport 0, Crawley 2, Grimsby 1, Macclesfield 1, Milton Keynes 1, Morecambe 2, Forest Green 0, Northampton. Oh, Bill, you bought me a cup of tea. Don't spit on that. Nice one, mate. Thank you. I got it. Cheers, mate. Thank you. I've just been bought a cup of tea in a mug. That's unusual for you. I just spilled it all over everything, so it's mostly going to blow up. Morecambe 2, Forest Green 0, Northampton 2, Exeter 1. These next two are 0-0s. It's Port Vale, Mansfield, Stevenage versus Bury. There are 0-0s for you. So let's see if we can find you some scores from the National League. The actual National League is Barrow 1, Aldershot 0, Boreham Wood 0, AFC Fylde 1. Braintree 0, Harrogate 3, Chesterfield 1, Eastleigh 1, Dagenham 2, Bromley 0, FC Halifax versus Ebbsfleet was postponed, Gateshead 0, Barnet 1, Hartlepool 0, Dover 2, full-time score Leyton Orient 1, Wrexham 0, it's Maidenhead 0, Sutton 0, Maidstone 2, Havant and Waterlooville 0, and Salford 0, Solihull 0. That's the top of the table clash there. Just to let you know that James Dobson is playing for Southern United away to Maidenhead. So Dobson in the starting 11. And let's go down to the National League North. AFC Telford 0, FC United Manchester 1. The next three are 0-0s. It's Ashton United, Bradford Park, Brackley Town, Stockport County, Chester versus Leamington 0-0s. Chorley 1, Kidderminster 0, Curzon Ashton versus Blythe is postponed. Half-time Hereford 0, Darlington 2, Nuneaton 0, Alfreton 0, Southport 1, Boston 0, Spennymoor versus Guys is postponed, and York City versus Altrincham is 0-0. Right, down to your National League South. This is, well, we got a game of half in that one as well. It's Billericay 0, Torquay 0, Dartford 1, Gloucester City 0, Eastbourne Borough 1, Chelmsford 0, Hemel Hempstead 0, Bath 1, half-time score Oxford City 3, Hampton and Richmond Borough 3, St Albans 1, Dulwich 0, Truro 1, East Thurrock 1, Wealdstone 1, Welling 1, Weston-super-Mare 0, Hungerford 0, and Woking 2, Chippenham Town 0. Those are your scores from the other games for you. Gary Thomas has had first of all has reminded me to, I've got one, mate, thank you, has reminded me that I do have to give you the answers, and he's got 2 right but 2 wrong. I won't say which ones, and there you go. So I was going to say hi to Richard Weisler, who's listening in as well. And so just a reminder of those. Oh, I didn't turn the stopwatch off. Oh, waiting there for ages. So Slough not going to have the better of the chances in the second half. They're down to 10 men. They are 1-0 down, and that may be controversial sending off of Guy Hollis will be the talking point on the coach on the way home. And hopefully the coach journey will be a little bit easier than the coach journey up, because that was absolutely nightmarish. And let's hope it's an easier journey on the way home. It won't be a happier journey as it is at the moment. So there you go. So we're still waiting for you to get them through the answers to our quiz question. That is the last flight of Concord. We've got which museum in Weybridge as one of the remaining Concords? Where do Glasgow Rangers play? And which city does the ice hockey team Rangers play in? And we'll give you those answers, if I can remember, just before the start of the second half. So just a reminder, if you didn't catch it at the beginning, up-and-coming games for the Rebels. Slough will be at home on Saturday for the game against Billericay at Arbour Park, 3 o'clock kickoff. Then Slough are away on the Saturday afterwards, where they will be away to Woking. And don't forget, that is the day of the sponsored walk, and you can still sponsor people on. If you're not sure of anyone who does it, you can go onto the Slough Town Supporters Trust website, which is sloughtownsporterstrust.co.uk, and you can pay via PayPal to sponsor a player. So bear that in mind if you do want to do that. If you're not sure of anyone, if you do come down to the game on Saturday, we can easily point someone out for you that you can give a donation to if you want to do it that way. So there you go. So Craig Edwards having his 50th birthday. I have noticed, Craig, that you haven't asked anyone out to your party, so you obviously don't like anyone at Slough. So thank you very much. Oh, that's a manky cup of tea. Ooh. Gary Thomas wants to know, am I sure it's not the Concord Museum? Definitely not the Concord Museum. So there you go. There's no Concord Museum in Weybridge. That's why I narrowed it down. I'm good to you guys. I don't want to make you have to sweat for a quiz answer. So there you go. Let's just see what else we've got coming up for those of you who know. Slough hosted a international last night. England schoolboys versus Wales schoolboys. Attendance of just under 800 for that game last night, which was won with a 92nd minute winner from Wales. And there was a couple of famous footballers down there supporting. Trevor Sinclair was down there. His son Isaac was playing for England. And Wayne Bridge was down there as well. So a few other famous faces were there, but I couldn't remember their names. And you don't like to ask who they are. It doesn't sound good if you're famous and no one knows who you are. So there you go. And just see that the Slough subs are warming up. Ben Harris is out there as well. He's not warming up. He's still got a few weeks. And the news on Ben Harris is that his injury isn't as bad as expected, and he was maybe going to miss the entire season. But apparently he can start training at the end of this month. So hopefully Ben Harris will be back to add some goals into the side. Slough have lost more players with goals than they have in their current squad at the moment. That's how bad it is. And with Chris Flood in his last game for Slough this afternoon, not looking like he's going to add to it as well. John Underwood is, I guess he's on the phone to Neil Baker as he's walked out with the opposition manager as well. So it's almost like that new football club that's being run by an app. I wonder if John Underwood's searching for inspiration for a substitution for the Rebels. But we'll see. He is walking over to some of the subs. I wonder if they're just going to wait to see if Chris Flood can carry on playing. So it did look a little bit slow in a couple of bits near the end of that first half. We're still waiting for the rest of the teams to come out for kickoff. We only had 2 minutes of added time, but does seem to be a little delay in people coming out for the second half. So we'll wait for those to come out. Craig Evans has kindly said that he does like us, but not enough to invite us to his party. But it says we can all come. I presume Craig's going to buy everyone a drink next Saturday at the Billericay game. We can get a sandwich and a pint. So Craig's offering to buy that for everybody. So if you're listening here today, don't forget there's bound to be about 8,000 of you listening in. All come down to the Billericay game, and they will buy you there. Us, Sir Steve, just walking past. Sir Steve is just walking past with his lovely wife Sally, and they were down at the England international game as well as the Mayor of Slough as well. And I managed to flog the Mayor of Slough a T-shirt for his son, a couple of bobble hats and a scarf. It's okay. I don't want commission. Don't want to thank you. Just doing some sterling work behind the scenes. Looks like Concord Rangers are starting to come out And Slough starting to come out for the start of the second half as well. So let's give you the answers to the quiz, because last week I forgot and I've thrown away last week's quiz answer questions. So I wouldn't even know what they were. So the last flight of Concord was on October the 24th, 2003. The museum in Weybridge, which has one of the remaining Concords, is the Brooklands Museum, which is a car museum, for those of you who don't know. Where do Glasgow Rangers play? They play at the Ibrox. And which city has a ice hockey team called the Rangers in the National Hockey League? It is the New York Rangers. And we're just waiting for things. I've got a funny feeling that Slough may make a substitution, not straight away, but Chris Flood just jogging on nice. So he looks like he's okay, but I get the funny feeling that Manny Williams may well be coming on. He's just having a quick chat with Alex Wall, the two of them who played for Maidenhead United, of course. So two of them just having a chat. Well, we're just waiting now for really the most important person of the day, the referee. So I'm surprised that Slough fans haven't locked him in the dressing room somewhere. So there you go. So we're waiting for the second half to start. We're waiting for a referee to come out. We'll keep our eyes out for any substitutions as yet. Dino. Let's just say that Dean's not too happy with that red card decision here this afternoon. Just as well don't put the microphone near him as well. Good afternoon, guys. You're right. You've come all this way to see Slough lose to a dodgy ref decision, but you're so pleased. Okay, so we're just waiting for the last of the players to come out here. And then all we need really is a referee. I don't know where the referee's disappeared to. Craig has just sent me a message. If you don't know Craig's his commercial manager at Slough. He said he's gladly going to buy you all a pint on Saturday, as long as you go up to him, kiss him on the cheek, say I wish him happy birthday, he'll buy you all a pint. That's what he's written on here. You just haven't seen it, that's all. So there you go. And right, we've got a referee. Unfortunately still the same one from the first half, but there you go. I don't know why you're here either. I guess it's for the Guinness or bitter that you got in your hand. That is Warren Carter, better known as Brighton Rebel. Right, no substitutions for either side. So this is the starting 11 for both sides. It's for Concord Rangers, Besant 1, Smith 2, Ashford 3, Essam 4, Minchell 5, Sterling 6, Luque 7, Blackman 8, Wall 9, Midson 10, Maloney 11. For the Rebels, Turner 1, Jackman 2, Wells 3, Nisbet 5, Lee Togwell 6, Sam Togwell 7, 8 Clifford, 9 Dunn, 10 Flood, 11 Harris. Slough kicking left to right second half. They are also got the kick-off here for the second half as well. And Sam Togwell back in defence as well for the Rebels. Just waiting on the referee to get the game underway. Eventually. And there you go. That is kick-off here for the second half. And the ball played out on the far-hand side towards George Wells. Wells is ball here towards Nisbet, being chased down by Wall. Inside here towards Sam Togwell. Sam Togwell chips the ball forward towards Warren Harris. Takes it down well. Turns away from a couple of players. Still running with the ball, but Ashford's tackle comes in and plays it off for a throw to Slough. 10 yards inside the Concord Rangers half. It'll be Josh Jackman to take the throw. In towards Clifford. Back towards Jackman. Jackman down the right hand side. Inside finding Chris Flood. Flood holding the ball up. In towards Jackman. Jackman chips the ball into the box, but Simon Dunn can't get to it, and Besant comes to the edge of his box and rolls the ball. Doesn't roll the ball out, he's still got it in his hands. And just drops the ball inside his 18-yard line and takes a long punt upfield towards Wall, headed away by Nisbet. Good header by the Slough defender, but Slough with a man short up front couldn't gamble on the flick on, and it's allowed to be cleared by Essam. Intercepted again, though, by Nisbet. And this time he plays the ball down towards Clifford. Clifford playing a bit more advanced role this second half. Turns around past Maloney. Plays the ball down the line here for Flood. Flood gets it, wins the ball, goes into the box. Just tackled by Essam. And the ball is cleared by Maloney. Not the best of clearances, and that may well just go up for a throw right by the corner flag to Slough. And George Wells will be the player to go across. That's sending off of Guy Hollis. Means that Slough are also short of their long throw weapon. Ball played in quickly by Wells towards Clifford, but the challenge comes in from Midson, who wins the ball. Dunn gets in front to find the ball and holds it off for George Wells. Wells turns away from Luque, then plays it down the left-hand side towards the ball played in towards Clifford. Clifford gets challenged. Referee says no foul, and Concord Rangers can break here with Ashford. Ashford finding Luque. Luque's ball intercepted by Josh Chapman, and Chapman plays it down and chasing his own ball down the right-hand side. Minshall will see it out of play though for a throw to Concord Rangers. And a good bit of play there by Slough, but nothing coming to it. And still Concord Rangers with this 1-goal lead. And a bit of time wasting going on here by Concord as we wait for Sterling to take the throw. Only as far as Warren Harris, who heads it on. Clifford tries to flick it on. It's volleyed cleared by Essam. And Sam Togwell's first to the ball, heads it back home towards the goalkeeper. Jack Turner, who just drops the ball on the edge of his 18-yard line and clears the ball long for Slough. Headed away by Minstrel, comes here towards Luque. Luque's lead the ball inside, takes a couple of players out of the game, and it's here with Maloney. Maloney trying to find Ashford. George Wells steps in and wins the ball though for Slough. And it comes here towards Clifford. Clifford trying to find Flood. Flood holds the ball up towards Warren Harris down the right-hand side. Harris trying to get across in. Crosses to the back post. Oh, Slough just lacking in numbers, obviously. Down to 10 men. Clifford couldn't get there. Lee Tucker trying to chase the ball. Midson's little ball inside, finding Maloney. Maloney's first time ball down the line for Wall to chase. Nisbet's there for Slough, and he finds Wells, and Wells plays it across towards Sam Togwell. And ball with Turner, playing it forwards towards Clifford. Clifford up against Smith. Smith wins the header and hooks the ball down the line, kept in play by Midson. And Midson holds the ball up. Well, again in towards Maloney. Central position for the... Looks like Ashford has come into a more central position as well. And Warren Harris wins the ball back for Slough, finding Nisbet in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell just took his time on the ball, and Luque takes it off him. And then Luque plays the ball forward. Easily taken by Nisbet on his chest. And Nisbet has the ball inside the centre circle, in towards Clifford. Clifford back towards Nisbet. Slough lacking a little bit of width now, down to 10 men. Ball played out here towards Josh Chapman, 5 yards inside his own half. Urged to bring it in forwards towards Flood. Flood, little cushion pass towards Warren Harris. Warren Harris got down the right hand side, got to Chapman on the overlap. Lovely ball played in, but it's well followed by Minstrel, the captain and goal scorer, who chips it out, and Luque keeps the ball in. Clifford wins it back though for Slough and finds Lee Togwell. Togwell has a bit of space, finding Dunn inside towards Nisbet. Nisbet chips the ball forward. Sterling tries to get there. Chapman keeps the ball in, and then it's been held up. Slough looking for a free kick, but it's been given the opposite way for a foul by Josh Chapman. And a free kick goes to Concord Rangers. And again, Besant is the player that comes across to take this free kick here for Concord. Josh Chapman just explaining to the referee that he was being fouled and not the other way around. But it's here with Besant with the long kick down the field. Midson up with Wells. It comes off the head of Wells and finds John on the far hand side. Dunn down the line for Flood to chase, but Essam's there first to the ball. Hooks it into the blue sky. Nisbet tries to get there first. It comes off Nisbet, last for a throw to Concord Rangers, halfway inside the Slough half. Quickly taken by Wall in towards Blackman. Blackman's ball back inside towards Midson. Midson trying to play it in. Sam Togwell hooks the ball away, only as far as Maloney. Maloney's ball inside. Togwell with the challenge. Ashford still skipping past. Ball just bouncing the ricochets, but then Lee Togwell gets a foot to the ball. And then Clifford gives the ball away, though, to Maloney, who finds Luque. Luque's got Sterling on the overlap and plays it down the line for him. Sterling cuts inside. Plays the ball into the box, and it's headed away by Nisbet. Hooked away, though, by Sam Togwell. Maloney tries to get there first. Warren Harris trying to get that, and Slough win a free kick for a foul by Maloney on Warren Harris. Now take it quickly, finding Josh Chapman on this near-hand side. Chapman, ball down the line for Flood to chase. Flood on there, gets to go. Oh, he's just got a chance there, and he just hits it straight at the goalkeeper. All he had to do was really lift it over the goalkeeper, and that would have been a goal to the Rebels. And the ball here being held here by Concord. And Clifford being urged to chase the ball down, but it's hooked clear by Besson. Besson goes up with Nisbet, and it's won here by George Wells. Down the line towards Simon Dunn. Dunn chipping it forwards, headed away though by Smith, and it comes all the way back towards George Wells. Wells' ball was given away though, and the referee says it's a foul though by Blackman, and it's a free kick to the Rebels. And it'll be a free kick to the Rebels just 10 yards inside their own half. And Slough wastes the free kick, hit straight at Smith here towards Midson. Ball played in towards Wall, who's offside. And again, called offside were Concord Rangers. Not the first time this afternoon that that's happened. And Slough have a free kick 10 yards inside their own half. And I think they're going to leave it for Jack Turner to take. And Turner comes all the way up to almost the halfway line, plays the ball in, looking for the run of Flood. Flood tries to get behind Mitchell, does so, keeps the ball in, plays it in, and it's hooked clear by Maloney. Slough fans looking for a penalty there because they feel that there's a head injury to Billy Clifford, who's down, and Slough temporarily really down to 9 players here as Clifford's just running back with his shirt, his head in his shirt, being as he's got spitting out blood, I think, here. The referee hasn't stopped it. Ball been played forwards here by Essam. Ashford wins the header and it goes out of play for a throw to Slough. And I think that the referee will be the subject of something here. I think the referee is going to... I'm not sure who he's calling over. Calling over Sam Togwell, who's the captain. I think it's because Sam Togwell maybe said something as well. I don't think Sam was too happy with the fact that the penalty wasn't given for Slough. Clifford's just off getting some treatment here at the moment, so Slough temporarily down to 9 men. And they are having to play on. And the referee has stopped the game because Clifford is still on the pitch receiving treatment, so he's now going to tell Clifford to get off the pitch to receive treatment, even though the game had stopped. And Clifford, the referee, going over. Referee's just time wasting, basically. Clifford should just go off the pitch, get off. And I think something's going to, because I think something's been said here. I think it's John Underwood who's being spoken to here by the referee. Normally, Neil Baker is the one that gets a talking to. Unders has been the man here today, so obviously Neil Baker's finally passed those skills on to his accomplice. And we may actually get a game of football in a second starting. It's now temporarily down to 9 men. Clifford is off the pitch with that injury, being treated. Throw comes in from Slough. Poor throw by them, but won back by Simon Dunn. And Dunn finding George Wells. Wells with the long clearance goes all the way back, though, towards the goalkeeper, Besant. Flood will chase it down, and Besant just waits for the ball to come into his box before picking it up. Clifford back on the field, so Slough back to 10 now on the field. And Slough just sending Lynch to warm up down the far hand side. Long ball forward, aimed towards Wall, missed by everyone. Midson flicks the ball on, trying to find Ashford. Sam Togwell with the hook away. Only as far as Maloney, who heads it back in. Midson misses it again, comes through to Nisbet, who takes it down on his chest and then volleys clear, trying to find Flood. Sterling with the header, finding Luque. Luque trying to turn, being chased down by the ever Duracell bunny of Warren Harris. Ball played out though here towards Essam. Essam finds the right back Smith, who's in an advanced position. Plays it down the line here towards Midson, who gets behind the defence, crosses the ball in. Did he keep it in? Wall has scored a second for Slough, Concord Rangers. And the cross comes in from Midson on the far hand side. And it's swept in at the back post by Alex Wall from around about 10 yards out. And that is a goal on 11 minutes. That's 56 minutes that Slough have conceded. And I don't think that Slough's body language is very good. And that means that that is Alex Wall's 19th goal of the season in 31 games. Concord Rangers lead 2-0 here. And Slough just... the ball played through to Midson, who got behind the defence on the far hand side. Good cross in and swept in by Alex Wall. 2-0 to Concord Rangers. Slough in real danger here now. And they have the ball here with Lee Togwell. Spread out on the far hand side, looking for George Wells, but he can't reach that. It's out of play for a throw to Concord. And it would be Smith, the right back, to go across to take. And the throw comes in finally from Smith, only as far as Wells. Wells heads it back in towards Warren Harris. Harris holding the ball up towards Lee Togwell. Togwell makes a mistake, but Dunn's closed down. Its ball bounces out towards Wells. Wells goes down. Referee says no foul. And Concord can play on with Wells out of position. Ball's here with Midson. And Lee Togwell fouls him. And that's going to be a yellow card, I would guess, to Lee Togwell, as commonly known as taking one for the team. And the referee is just pulling him over, so Lee Togwell's going to get a yellow card. And there's 59 minutes for that yellow card for Lee Togwell. And yellow card for him. Card number 8 in the season for Lee Togwell. And it's a free kick here for Concord Rangers. And it's a right back, Smith, who's going to take this free kick. And again, Slough got to be very careful. There's a lot of height in this Concord team. It's been played in to the far hand side. Warren Harris with the header away, only as far as Blackman. Blackman's ball straight at Warren Harris, in towards Flood, beaten to the ball by Smith. Warren Harris gets a touch to it again, comes through to Wall. Wall holds the ball up and then chips the ball onto the far hand side, looking for Midson. Midson tries to head it goalwards, but Turner's out of his goal to claim the ball. And Slough looking to go forwards in numbers here when they've got the ball. Almost like a 4-2-3. Is that right numbers players? I don't know. Ball played forward. Blackman stretches to win the ball, but it only comes as far as Clifford. Clifford has time to find Josh Chapman. Chapman being forced back inside, trying to turn, gives it towards Sam Togwell. Togwell's ball hits Luke, and then Togwell goes back towards the goalkeeper Turner. The ball will just about get to Turner before Wall chases it down. Turner with a long clearance down the field. Flood trying to gamble on it. It goes all the way through though to Besant in the Concord goal. And those early saves by Besant in the first half that kept Concord in the game really have come to importance in the game today. Ball rolled out here to Essam, the centre-back, back across to his centre-back partner Minsell, scorer of the first goal right at the end of that first half. Ball played here towards Sterling from Blackman, back in towards Blackman, back towards Sterling. Sterling inside here to their new signing Maloney. Maloney finding Midson. Midson likes to come deep to pick the ball up. Plays it on the far hand side, but rolls it straight out of play for a throw to Slough, and Slough will try and take it with Simon Dunn. They'll leave it for George Wells to come across to take. And Wells is looking for a bit of movement in the team here to try and throw the ball on. And he throws it in towards Flood. Flood's touch finding Simon Dunn. Back in towards Flood. Flood down the left-hand side, holding the ball up well. But he's surrounded by a couple of players, still holding it up. Comes off Flood last, unfortunately, for a throw to Concord Rangers. An hour gone. Concord lead 2-0. And it's a throw on the far-hand side. A foul now given for a free kick to Slough. And they take it quickly and go across here towards Sam Togwell. Togwell finding Josh Chapman, being closed down by Luke. Chapman cuts inside with the ball, then plays it across towards Clifford. Clifford turns away from Ashford. Central position, chipping it forwards, looking for the run of Dunn. Headed away by Smith towards Ashford. Ashford trying to flick it into the path of Smith, but it comes towards Wall. Wall plays it down the line. Sam Togwell in a foot race here with Ashford, and Togwell just about wins that one and plays the ball back towards the goalkeeper Turner. Turner comes across and clears it down the field. Mitchell will win the header, But his header will only find George Wells. The back-pedalling defender gets to the ball, keeps the ball in on the far-hand side, and turns inside towards Billy Clifford. Clifford finding Lee Togwell. Togwell immediately closed down, chips it out towards Josh Chapman. Chapman takes it down, good control, in towards Lee Togwell. First time ball down the line, but no one was down the right-hand side for the Rebels, and Sterling has all the time in the world to bring the ball forwards. Inside here towards Maloney. Maloney in towards Blackman. Blackman has time on the ball in the centre circle, trying to find the ball on the far-hand side to Ashford. Finds him. He comes inside, looks to skip past, and George Wells has taken him down. It's a free kick to Concord. And it's a couple of yards away from the corner flag in either direction. So a little bit in off the sideline and in off the byline. And it'll be Luke who will take this free kick for Concord. And again, the two centre-backs are up there, Wall and Midson going forwards as well. So a lot of height in this Concord team. All eyes on Luke to take this free kick on the far-hand side. He plays it short here towards Blackman. Blackman hits it hard along. Saved by Thing, and then the flag's up against Midson. So it almost feels like it was all in slow motion there, the shot and effort there from Concord Rangers. Took ages for the flag to go up. Midson was offside. He did put it all in the back of the net, but in an offside position. Turner takes the free kick for Slough. They'll pump it forward. It's just against two big defenders. It's easy header for Esham. It's headed on though by Nisbet, finding Clifford. Clifford, lovely ball inside, finding Lee Togwell. Togwell trying to find Warren House. Great defending eye. Esham though to intercept the ball, and it's here with Blackman finding Maloney. Maloney to play it out on the left-hand side towards Luque. Luque trying to cut past the run of Josh Chapman. It's got Sterling on the outside and tries to find Sterling. Sterling's in an offside position again. And it'll be a free kick to Slough halfway inside their own half. And the referee's not happy that the ball wasn't moving. So they'll leave it for Turner to come and take the free kick. No sign of any substitutions for the Rebels yet. And Turner is who comes across to take the throw. The referee been a bit pedantic about where he wanted it taken. Turner hooks it long. Headed away though by Smith. It'll come out here towards Midson, who flicks it on, finding Wall. Wall hits it with the outside of his foot into the path of Luque down the left-hand side. Luque on the edge of the box, keeps the ball in, skips past the challenge, and takes a shot, and it's saved by Turner. Ball comes back out though, here on the far-hand side. And it's here towards Wall, who lost a cross in. Blackman's offside again. Shouty Shorts man having a good day. Shouty Shorts man is having a field day here this afternoon. Let me just tell you, if you know who Shouty Shorts man is, you'll know what I mean. Long kick again by Turner. This time there's an offside against Slough. And it's just a free kick here for Concord Rangers on the far hand side. And we're just waiting for Besant, the goalkeeper, to come across to take it. Not much going on here at the moment. Besant just takes a long punt down the field. It's well headed on there by Ashford, but only all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And the Slough fans are very subdued behind that goal on the far hand side. Long kick here by Turner. Warren Harris trying to flick it on. It comes off the head of Sterling. Hooked clear there by Esham. Headed on by Nisbet, finding Wells. Wells just helps the ball on, but Slough no numbers on the far hand side, and the ball goes out of play for a throw to Concord. And we're just waiting for someone to go and get the ball. And it's like there'll be a substitution for the Rebels. Coming off is number 8, Billy Clifford, And coming on is Matt Lench. So Lench coming on for Clifford on 66 minutes. And so now with some defending to do. Waldo does well to turn past Nisbet. Comes down the right-hand side. Trying to play the ball in, but it's blocked by Sam Togwell, who covered for the Rebels. But it's out for a corner to Concord. And it'll be Ashford who goes across to take this corner. This will be an in-swinging corner here for Slough to defend. And again, some tall players going in. I think there's going to be a substitution on the far-hand side for Concord. Smith looking like he can't continue. And there is a substitution. Jed Smith is the player off. Coming on is number 14, who is Aaron Pollock. So that is the first substitution for... second substitution. No, first, because he's got a different shirt, hasn't he? Yes, first substitution, sorry, is Smith off and Pollock on. So Slough with some defending to do from this in-swing corner from the far-hand side. To be taken by Ashford. Played into the box. Headed away by George Wells. Only as far as Pollock. Pollock's first time ball back out towards Ashford. He gets another charge. Oh, skips past the challenge of Flood easy. Breaks into the box. Plays it across. Slough have numbers in there to block it. Comes back out towards Wall, who finds Pollock. Pollock finding Sterling, who's the last man back here for Concord. Finding Luque on the left-hand side. Luque up against Warren Harris. Trying to run past him. Does well to get past him. Gets a low cross in. Lee Togwell with the block. And it comes through for the first touch of the game to Matt Lench. Lench's ball is just given away to Minshall. And it's best that he comes out of his area to get to the ball for Concord. Plays it back out here towards Pollock. Pollock looks like he's gone and sat in as right back. Ball played through looking for Backman, but it's come off Nisbet last. It's a throw to Concord. Blackman runs across to take it inside here towards Pollock. Pollock in the ball holding up for Midson. Comes off Midson last. It'll be a throw to Slough. And around about 15 yards inside their own half. And the throw comes back towards Wells, who hooks the ball down the line, headed away by Minshall, scorer of that first goal. Nisbet then plays it forwards towards Flood. Flood this time controls the ball while finding Warren Harris. He's got Josh Chapman on the overlap if he needs it, but it's cut out really well by Luque with Chapman just behind him. And Luque bringing the ball forwards, just slips it, but Sterling gets to the ball first, but his ball forward only finds Mark Nisbet. Nisbet's ball inside towards Lench. Lench holds off the challenge of Ashford and plays it out towards Nisbet, who finds Wells. Wells bringing the ball down the left-hand side. Ashford on his back, in towards Lench. Lench turning away from Ashford, in towards Wells. Wells with the ball down the line. It's a ball looking for the run of Flood, but Flood's not there to play the ball, and it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper, Besant, and he'll wait for Flood to come along before picking the ball up. And it's a long clearance by Besant into this Sky, taken down really well by Wall. Good touch, but Nisbet's there first for Slough. Wall wins the ball back though, and the ball finding Pollock into it towards Midson, but Turner's out of his goal quickly to get to the ball. And Turner will just slow the game down. Just going to try and find you some latest scores from the National League South for you. And the ball played forwards here. It's going to come back here towards Nisbet. Good control by him. Under pressure though, he finds Sam Togwell. And then Togwell finding Josh Chapman. Under pressure from Luque. Back here towards Sam Togwell. Togwell will go back towards goalkeeper Turner. And then Turner loops the ball forwards for Flood to chase. Easy free header for Essam. It'll come out here towards Chapman. Chapman's ball is looking for the run of Flood. Flood doesn't make the run. Latest scores: Billericay 0, Torquay 0, Dartford 1, Gloucester 0, Eastbourne 1, Chelmsford 1, Hemel Hempstead 0, Bath 3, it's Oxford 3, Hampton, Richmond Borough 4, St Albans 1, Dulwich 0, Truro 1, East Thurrock 3, Wealdstone 1, Welling 2, Weston-super-Mare 0, Hungerford 0, Woking 2, Chippenham 0. Those are your latest scores in the National League South. Ball played forwards. There's a foul here by Alex Ward. There's going to be a substitution for the Rebels. Coming off is Warren Harris, and coming on is Francis Amate. That substitution on 71. So second substitution for the Rebels, it's Amate on, and then there's a substitution for Concord Rangers. Coming on is Danny Green, and he is replacing Jack Midson. So 2 substitutions, 1 for each side. It's Midson off, Green on, and for Slough, there's just a bit of conversations here going on between Minshall and Alex. Well, I think Alex Wall was the player that just got fouled there. And I think he's trying to discuss with the referee that he thought it was a push or a shove or something, but not so. So the double substitution, Green for Midson, and for Slough it's Armate on for Warren Harris. That's your substitutions there. And Turner will take the free kick for the Rebels. And Midson, so I didn't go to see it because this is what's really just annoying about non-league football, is that the substitution board went up and Midson was standing there while the referee was with the chatting to Minshall and Wall, and he come along and he's just run all the way across to the far hand side, even though the board went up ages ago, and he should have come off ages ago. But as it is, it's Green that comes on, and Green was the player in the home game who had a fantastic set-piece delivery. Looks like he's going to sit behind Alex Wall. And it's Turner's free kick to get the game back underway. Long ball played outside towards Flood, but Flood can't get it. It's gone out to play for a goal kick. So it remains with, we have 17 minutes plus whatever added on. It's still Concord Rangers with this 2-goal lead. And still Chris Flood on the pitch in his last game for the Rebels. Matt Lynch just having a joke with the referee. I don't think it's two-way. Ball played forward all the way through to Ashford. Holds the ball up, plays it back though towards Essam. 10 yards inside his own half. Back across here towards Sterling, being chased down by Flood. Ball played in towards Luque. First time touch in towards Maloney. Overruns it. Lynch is there first for Slough. And holds the ball up, still running with the ball down the left-hand side. Looking for a free kick. It's a throw to Slough, which Lynch will try and take. And Luque just kicked the ball away. The referee does nothing about it. Ball thrown in towards Lee Togwell. Overruns it. Good challenge by Blackman to win the ball back here. Ball's here with Green. Green trying to play the ball on for Ashford to chase, but it's George Wells. He turns away though into trouble. Runs straight into Alex Wall. He takes a shot that's still rising and goes over the top of the bar. But Slough giving the ball away here with George Wells not doing... as he turned and got the ball. He done well to win it first time, but then just turned into trouble. But Slough with a let-off. And it's a goal kick here for the Rebels. And it's Turner to take the goal kick for Slough. And it's a long kick down here by Turner, looking for the run of Flood. Flood was just going backwards. Can't get to it. The ball rolled out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers, which Pollock will take. So still just waiting for this throw to come in on the far hand side. Still 2-0 here to Concord Rangers. And the ball comes in towards Nisbet. Nisbet turns away from Green, holds the ball up well, finding Lee Togwell. Togwell's ball inside, finding Lynch. Lynch in an advanced position, plays it to Chapman. Just has to haul his wrong. Back here towards Lynch. Lynch under pressure. Wearing all black boots this afternoon is Matt Lynch. Played it back in towards Sam Togwell. He'll go all the way back though by Lynch towards the goalkeeper Turner. Turner then tries to switch to play on the far hand side towards George Wells. Beaten to the ball though by Pollock, but his header goes out of play and it's a throw to Slough just inside the Concord half. You're going to see another substitution on the far hand side for Concord Rangers. Coming off is Taylor Maloney on his debut. Coming on is 16 Adam Topley. And that's on 76 minutes. So Topley on for Maloney. And a trickle of applause from the Concord Rangers fans here. And thrown the far hand side by George Wells. In towards Simon Dunn. Back in towards Dunn. Dunn trying to play the ball in. Looking for Amate, who's somehow come on. I missed out how he came on. And Amate's come on for somebody. I'll try and remember who it is. I didn't see it. Amate is on 4. Who are we missing? How did I miss that? Chris, let me just go through the side. I just missed the thing. Alex Wall's just getting a yellow card from the referee for kicking the ball away. Who are we missing? This bit, Sam Togwell? Sam's, I'm missing somebody. I've lost a player. Anyone know who we've lost? I can't remember. Amarty's on. Oh, he came on a minute ago. Don't worry about it. Amarty came on ages ago. Ball played in here by Slough. And Slough tried to gamble, but it goes all the way through to Besant in the Slough goal. In the Concord goal, sorry. And it's Besant who rolls the ball out here for Pollock to bring forwards. Pollock trying to play the ball down here for Ashford to chase. But Lee Togwell follows him down the line. And he plays it back towards Turner in the Slough goal. And it's a long clearance here by Turner, trying to find Amate. Just Stratman in a foot race here. Sam Togwell comes across, plays it out of play for a throw. And Green takes it quick, trying to find Wall. Wall little back heel inside, trying to find Luke, but it runs all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Amate came on for Warren Harris a few minutes ago. I forgot about that. Ball's here with Mark Nisbet. Plays it across here towards Sam Togwell. Still 10 men Slough, who were doing well with 11 men, but that sending off for Guy Hollis changed the game. Ball's here with Sam Togwell finding Lench. Lench is a bit deeper here, trying to hold the ball up. Plays it across here towards Nisbet. Nisbet flicks it on the far hand side towards Wells. Wells controls it just 5 yards inside half. Tries to play it in towards Flood. Flood holds the ball up here, trying to release the ball in for Dunn to chase. But Mintzell, the scorer of the first goal, comes to loss and defends it well, clears it down the line. Go out of play for a throw to Slough. And we're just waiting for a ball to come back on the pitch. And it'll be a throw to Slough halfway inside the half, in from George Wells, finding Dunn. Dunn ball to Nisbet, back in down the line for George Wells. Comes off Wells last for a throw to Concord Rangers. Pollock will try and take it quickly down that far hand side. And Pollock just taking his time. Looks like Saws will be a final substitution for Slough. Ball play forwards here for Marty to chase. Does well, gets to the ball first. Still going, still running past. Chips it over the goalkeeper. And it's a goal for Slough. Marty out of nothing gets a goal for the Rebels. Just a ball over the top. He out-muscled Essien. He turned goal side. And then just from a difficult angle, lobbed the goalkeeper with the outside of his right foot. And Slough have a goal back. It's 2-1. And Amate gets his first goal for the Rebels on 79 minutes. So Slough got 10 minutes to play to try and get one back here. Amate was just in the wrong half there as the game kicked off. Ball played out on the far hand side. Wall just leaves the ball straight out of play. And Slough out of nothing got a goal back there from Francis Amate, showing some strength up front. Ball played in here from the throw towards Nisbet. Goes across towards Sam Togwell. In towards Chapman. Chapman just gets a lucky ricochet, but the ball bounces off him and then goes out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers, who will take their time. Sterling it is who comes across on this left-back position to take the throw. This throw will be easily headed away by Lee Togwell. Come through to Amate, who holds the ball up well, finding Lench on the halfway line. Lench towards Lee Togwell. Ball played forward, trying to find Amate. Minshaw's clearance comes and finds Topley. Topley trying to play the ball, and Ashford is a mile offside. It'll be a free kick to the Rebels. And it's taken quickly by Turner. Just too quickly, though, by Turner. And it goes straight out of play for a throw to Concord. Level their 18-yard box on the far hand side. So Concord Rangers 2, Slough Town 1. And it'll be Pollock to take the throw on the far hand side. The referee telling him he's got to go back a few yards. And the ball is thrown forward. Sam Togwell will chase it back towards his goalkeeper Turner. Turner just outside of his box. Takes the ball and plonks it forwards on the far hand side, looking for George Wells. It comes through towards Wells, holds the ball up on the far hand side, trying to beat his man down there. Gets a cross in, it's a cross in, but it was just gone out of play at the near post and out of play for a goal kick. So a goal kick here for Concord Rangers. We're into the final 9 minutes of the game, plus whatever the referee adds on. And Concord Rangers have drawn 7 of their last 10 games, and 3 of those games have been 2-2. So Slough got 9 minutes to try and get that back. Nisbet gets into the ball first. Dunn flicks it on. Amati tries to get there, gets clattered from behind. The referee finally gives a free kick after many protests by the Slough players, as Essam just ran into the back of him. The ball had been kicked away as well, so Slough got to play the ball up. It's a free kick 5 yards inside the Concord Rangers half. And George Wells and Lee Togwell standing over it. It's George Wells who's going to go across to take this. And Wells on that left-hand side floats the ball into the box. It's too close to the goalkeeper and easily taken by the goalkeeper, who then dives onto the floor. And the goalkeeper, Besant, has the ball in his hands, just bouncing it around on his 18-yard line, and then launches a long kick down the field here. It's Lee Togwell with the header, flicked on by Lench, but only as far as Minchell. Minchell's ball over the top, and a mistake there by Sam Togwell, but Turner's off his line quickly to gamble on the ball. And Turner just has the ball in his hands, Wall standing in front of him. And the kick down the field towards George Wells. He's playing an advanced position for Slough in these last few moments. Ball with George Wells. Down the line here for Marty. Marty up against Pollock. Pollock gets there, and his clearance takes a touch in towards Topley. Ball in here towards Green. Green's ball played back all the way towards Besant. Besant's clearance down the field will be headed on by Sam Togwell, trying to find Flood. Sterling heads it back this way. Green gets a touch on it. Nisbet wins the header for Slough. Only as far as Chapman. Chapman's ball hits Lee Togwell. Here with Blackman. Blackman trying to run at the defence. Goes over a trailing foot, and that's a dive. And you could see a yellow card here for Blackman for simulation, because it was a challenge by Sam Togwell nowhere near the man. And it is a yellow card for Blackman for simulation. And that is on 84 minutes, when he finally gets to his feet. And hopefully the referee's adding these minutes in while he's on his feet there. And Besant's down injured here on the edge of the goal mouth. So there'll be a stoppage in play here because there's an injury. So Besant, the goalkeeper's down injured. And the referee just going over to check what's going on. No, I think it was just as he kicked the ball down the field. His all right, let's see if we can find you some latest scores from games. Well, Besant gets some treatment here. There's a bit of a cracking game in the Premier League. Motherwell 6, Hamilton 5 is the current latest score. Look, we've got a rather drunk Slough fan singing some songs. In the National League South, it's Billericay 0, Torquay 2, Dartford 2, Gloucester 0, Eastbourne 1, Chelmsford 1, Hemel Hempstead 0, Bar 3, Oxford 3, Hampton 4, St Albans 1, Dulwich 0, Truro 1, East Barrack 3, Wealdstone 1, Welling 2, 0-0 Western Supermare, Hungerford 2-0 to Woking. And the game will restart. Besant has been treated. And it will be Jack Turner to take this free kick for Slough. 10 yards inside his own half. And Turner plays it deep on the far hand side, looking for the run of Flood. Flood's head, it comes all the way towards Chapman. Chapman helps it back in the box. Minchell with the header away. Chapman again with the ball in, not the best in. It will come through here towards Lee Togba. Takes a touch in towards Wells. Oh, he's had it nicked off in by Danny Green. Green trying to chip the ball in for the path of Wall. Wall comes through. Great take by him. Takes a shot. Wide of the goal though. And he just had the keeper to beat and he put it off target. Should have maybe got it on target. But it's a goal kick here to Slough. Turner will take. And a long kick down the field again, looking for Chris Flood. Flood trying to flick it on. Mitchell there. Simon Dunn trying to win the ball. It's Mitchell with the clearance away. It will come through to Wall. Sam Togwell gets a touch to it. It's over the top of the stand that we're in. And we'll need a football. And it will be a throw to Concord Rangers. And Danny Green in front of our commentary position will take it. And Green just wiping the ball clean for some reason, even though it's not raining or dirty. Wall just eases Jackman off the ball. Comes through to Luque. Luque's ball comes here towards Topley, who has a shot wide of the goal. And out of play for a goal kick. And Turner wants to rush to take this one. We got 3 minutes of normal time plus whatever the referee adds on. And Turner will take this goal kick for the Rebels. Concord 2, Slough 1 at the moment. Long ball forward. So Marty trying to get there. It's off the head of Essam for a throw to Slough. George Wells will take it. His throw will try and find Flood. Headed away though by Pollock. Only as far as Blackman. Up to Nisbet gets there first. George Wells gets to a touch to it. Hides it up in the air. Marty gets to it first. Holds the ball up really well. And there's an offside though against Marty. So free kick here to Concord Rangers. They're going to take their time with it. Besant, the goalkeeper, will be the player that comes up. And Besant just taking the ball back here, killing a little bit of time. And the goalkeeper just places it down on the field now. Just taking the free kick on the far hand side, taken down by Lench on his chest, just overruns it. Blackman trying to come around and get him. Slough looking for a free kick, doesn't get it. And it's a throw to Concord. And it will be Green who comes across to take this throw. And foul by Alex Wall, feeds a free kick to the Rebels. And again, they'll leave it for Turner to come across to take. Turner takes it short though towards Mark Nisbet. Nisbet just now on the halfway line. Helps it on towards George Wells. Wells under pressure. Skips past the challenge though. Good play by him. Still with the ball at his feet. Cuts inside. Still running with the ball. Plays it outside here towards Simon Dunn. Dunn holding the ball up. Finding Lench on the left hand side. Lench crosses into the box. Marty heads it. Comes out towards Chapman. Who shoots. Oh, what a save by Besant as he was going backwards. And Chapman's shot was going into the target, but Besant puts it over for a corner to the Rebels. Only their third of the game. And it's Lench who's going to come across to take for Slough. Let's come into this near hand side. And so everyone forwards for Slough apart from Lee Togwell. As Lench just comes across to... There's a problem with the balls. He's not happy with one of the balls, so he's going to run up to the 15 yards to pick up a different ball. And Lench will eventually take this corner for Slough. The referee just telling him to stop for a second. I don't know what's going on. There's a problem down the sideline. There's a bit of pushing and shoving with Marty on the goal line, which the referee's stopped. Ball played in. It's a poor corner by Lench. It's hooked up in the air by Ashford. Ball still bouncing around. Comes out. The header comes out as far as Sam Togwell. Gets to the ball first. Goes down in the penalty box. Lench crosses the ball back into the far post. And it's too far and goes out of play for a goal kick. And it'll be a goal kick to Concord Rangers. We are into added time. We haven't seen a sign. 5 minutes of added time. And it's Besant to take the goal kick for Concord. We've used up 40 seconds of this added time already. Long kick by Besant down the field towards Wall. Wall flicks it on well. Only as far as George Wells. Wells' ball will come across here And Luke wins it first for Concord Rangers, trying to run Jackman down the near hand side. And Jackman wins the ball. He's here towards Lynch. Lynch inside towards Lee Togwell. Togwell bringing the ball forwards for Slough. Still running with it. Man on and gets the ball here through to Amati. Amati gets behind the defence. Holds the ball up by the corner flag. He's got Lynch near him if he can find him. Amati still with the ball, finding Lynch. Lynch gets the try, cross in, out for a corner to the Rebels. So Slough have a chance to put another ball in the box. It needs to have a better delivery than the last one. We need another ball. That's what we're going to have to wait for. And again, I think it will be Lynch to put the delivery in. It needs a better ball. Gerald Taylor's going. We're still playing Gerald. Where are you going? Corner here will come in for Slough from Matt Lynch. It's going to be an out-swinging corner here. So Slough just waiting for Lynch to play this corner. It needs a better delivery. It is a better delivery. Bouncing around the goal. It's in! Slough got an equaliser! And I'm not sure who's claiming it. But Slough get a goal on 92 minutes. The fans are going mad behind the goal. The corner came in and it took a touch. And I think it literally just hit a Slough player and went in the back of the net. I am yet to see who's going to try and claim it, but I can tell you it was either Chris Flood, Sam Togwell, or Lee Togwell. I think I'm not sure who. I've got a funny feeling it was Lee Togwell, but we would wait for confirmation of that. But I think I'm going to give it to Lee because I think it was him that was getting it. But Slough got a goal. It's 2-2 here at Concord Rangers. And Gerald Taylor, if you've just gone home and missed it, well, that's your fault. 2-2. We haven't got a confirmation of the goal scorer, but I think it was Lee Togwell, but you may have to wait for the National League paper tomorrow, non-league paper. It's kick-off here for Concord, here towards Green. Green humps the ball forwards, looking for Wall. Headed away, though, by Wells. Now with some defending to do now. We've got 2 minutes of added time in. Ball's on the far-hand side with Ashford. Ashford skips past one challenge, still running down that far right-hand side. Turns, comes off the foot of Wells, and it will be a throw for Concord. Green will put the long throw into the box, and Minchell and Esham have gone forwards for Concord. And Green to try and put a long throw into the box. It's bouncing around, headed away by Nisbet. Comes through to Lee Togwell, heads away, only as far as Blackman. Gives the ball away. Lee Togwell's ball finding Amati. Amati has the ball here with Flood. Flood holds it up, releases Lynch down the left-hand side. Lynch still with the ball, finding Amati. Amati coming into the goal with Sterling. Coming down the left-hand side, plays it in towards Dunn, and it's good defending by Sterling in the end and out for a throw. And I think Slough are going to do a third and final substitution. It's Sean Fraser coming on for Chris Flood. Flood is just walking to the far-hand side. Just as he's going to get a warm round of applause as Chris Flood in his last ever game for Slough. And Flood, who scored a cracking hat-trick at Leamington early in his Slough career. He's being replaced by Sean Fraser on 94 minutes. He's just jogging off. He's getting a real warm round of applause from the Slough fans to the side and behind the goal. He's leaving because his work and his young family life means he can't commit to the club for next season. So Chris Flood departs the pitch. He may even get a claim on that goal. It was somebody over there got a touch to it. It's a throw to Slough on the far-hand side. George Wells will take the ball inside towards Matt Lynch. Lynch being forced wide. Holds the ball up here and finds Lee Togwell. Togwell just chips the ball forward for Amati. It's headed away, though, by Esham. Comes through towards Lynch. Lynch tries to take a shot. Slough looking for a handball. Wasn't given. And the ball's here with Sterling. Sterling in towards Luque. Luque being closed down by Josh Jackman high up the field. Jackman holds him off and ball fine out towards Esham. Esham's ball now finding Pollock on the right back position, half just inside the Slough half. Ball's crossed into the box. Nisbet gets a header away. Jackman helps the ball up in the air. Amati will win it for Slough. Oh, brilliant bit of play by Amati. Turns it away. Tries to get the second ball. It's been played in the air by Pollock. Wall underneath it. Trying to hold the ball up. Flicks the ball goalwards. Blackman tries to get in there, but Turner comes out and Blackman caught him. And Blackman is on a yellow card. But Jack Turner dives on the ball, and it looks as though Concord are heading for yet another 2-2 draw in these run of games that they've been playing. Turner has the ball. We're into a minute of the 6 minutes of added time. There's only 5 signalled. And that is the final whistle here at Arbour Park. And 10-man Slough have done something that wasn't expected of them with an hour gone. Slough started the game with the better of the play, had some good efforts, well saved by the goalkeeper Besant, who kept Slough in the game. The turning point in the game on 36 minutes when Guy Hollis was sent off for a professional foul, adjudged to be the last man for a foul on Alex Wall. Looked to me as though there was maybe one other person there, but the referee sent him off, and then from then it was really Concord Rangers who bossed the rest of that first half, scoring